The psychology of emotional contagion, how we catch feelings from the people around us. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed the mood, whether electric with excitement or heavy with tension? Have you noticed how just spending time with a happy friend can lift your spirits, while being around someone stressed can drain your energy? This invisible emotional exchange isn't just coincidence. It's something psychologists call emotional contagion, the powerful, often unconscious process through which we catch emotions from the people around us. This article dives into the fascinating psychology behind emotional contagion, how it works, why it's so influential, and what you can do to become more emotionally aware in your everyday life. What is emotional contagion? At its core, emotional contagion is the phenomenon where people tend to automatically mimic and synchronize their emotions, facial expressions, vocal tones, and body language with those of others. This leads to the sharing of emotional states. In simpler terms, when someone near you is sad, angry, or joyful, your brain often mirrors that emotion, without you realizing it. It's like a subconscious form of empathy combined with social survival instincts. Emotional contagion helps us bond with others, build social cohesion, and navigate our environment. But it can also make us vulnerable to emotional manipulation or constant mood shifts, depending on who we surround ourselves with. How emotional contagion works in the brain. The brain is a deeply social organ wired for connection. When it comes to emotional contagion, mirror neurons play a starring role. These special brain cells fire not only when we perform an action but also when we observe someone else performing the same action. If a friend smiles, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were smiling yourself, triggering a similar emotional response. Add to this the amygdala, the brain's emotional processing center, which rapidly assesses others' expressions for potential threats or emotional cues. Before we consciously interpret what someone feels, our brain may have already decided and reacted. Why emotional contagion is so powerful. Humans are wired for survival, and our ancestors thrived by moving in emotionally synchronized groups. If one person sensed danger and expressed fear, that emotion quickly spread, prompting the whole tribe to take action. The same system remains today. That's why emotions can ripple through crowds or offices like wildfire. Moreover, emotions aren't just mental states, they're physical too. When someone nearby is anxious, their body language and voice can trigger subtle stress responses in us. Heart rates can align. Breathing patterns can synchronize. And just like that, you start to feel what others are feeling, without saying a word. Real-life examples you've probably experienced. Workplace dynamics. When a manager walks into the room angry or anxious, it affects the team's morale, creativity, and productivity. A calm, positive leader, on the other hand, spreads confidence. Friend groups. Ever notice how gossip or negative conversations tend to drag everyone down? Or how laughter in a group becomes uncontrollable? That's emotional contagion at play. Social media. Even though you're not face-to-face, reading an angry tweet or watching a viral meltdown video can trigger emotional responses in you. Online emotions spread fast, sometimes faster than offline interactions. Romantic relationships. If your partner is sad or irritable, you often pick up on it without a word being said. Emotional attunement is a huge factor in relationship satisfaction, but also stress. The double-edged sword of emotional contagion. While emotional contagion builds connection, it's not always healthy. Spending too much time around chronically negative, anxious, or manipulative people can seriously affect your mental health and decision-making. You may unknowingly absorb their stress, self-doubt, or pessimism. On the flip side, surrounding yourself with emotionally intelligent, positive people can uplift you and even increase your resilience. This is why some people leave conversations or spaces feeling drained, while others feel energized and inspired. Are some people more susceptible than others? Yes. Research shows that people with high levels of empathy, openness, or emotional sensitivity are more likely to catch emotions. Introverts and highly sensitive persons, HSPs, may feel overwhelmed by the emotional energy around them, while some extroverts may thrive in emotionally charged environments. Professionals in caregiving roles, like nurses, teachers, therapists, are particularly vulnerable to emotional contagion due to their constant exposure to others' emotional states. How to protect yourself without becoming numb. You don't have to become emotionally numb to protect your peace. Here are a few effective strategies to stay aware and balanced. Practice emotional boundaries. Learn to recognize what's yours and what you're absorbing from others. Self-awareness. Check in with your own emotional state before entering a space. Are you feeling calm, tired, overwhelmed? Mindful breathing. Regulate your own nervous system with slow, deep breaths. This grounds you before emotions spiral. Limit exposure. Minimize time with people who consistently bring negative emotional energy. Surround yourself wisely. Seek environments and friendships that promote calm, optimism, and emotional growth. Using emotional contagion for good. Emotional contagion isn't always a bad thing. It can be used intentionally for good. Think of a coach who inspires belief in a team, a parent who stays calm during a crisis, or a speaker whose passion motivates thousands. By managing your own emotions, you can influence those around you, often more than words ever could. Smile more often. Stay grounded. Radiate the energy you want to receive. Your emotions can become a force for connection, healing, and leadership. Final thoughts. The psychology of emotional contagion is a powerful reminder that we are deeply interconnected. Our emotions ripple out whether we intend them to or not. By understanding this phenomenon, we can protect ourselves from harmful emotional energy, and also become sources of calm, inspiration, and hope for others. So the next time you feel a sudden wave of stress, joy, or sadness, take a moment to ask yourself, is this mine or did I catch it from someone else? Because emotions are contagious, and you have more control than you think.